Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Latino Vote TV. Here we are with Amelia. She's with the Hispanic Chamber, and she's going to tell us all about herself and what's happening here with TAMACC. How do you feel about this reception with TAMACC, Amelia, and everything that's going on today?
Well, I think that this is wonderful. We had one here, I believe, about a year ago. This is a bigger turnout than we've had before. What that basically says to me is that, especially being on the Hispanic Chamber of Austin, we have a lot more involvement and participation from the Hispanic community, which is wonderful because we really need that, and hope that it will get the vote out also, you know, if all of us push for that.
Absolutely.
It's the biggest issue that we're hitting, along with education in the workforce. And so the TAMACC, you know, with the people that I'm talking to here today, is asking them to, you know, from the chamber and as a business owner, because I'm also a partner at a civil engineering company, and we really would like to get the state more involved in understanding the impact of the lack of education funding for our future. And so the businesses are very ready, you know, whether they're Hispanic or not, they're ready to participate in that issue, and they'd like to know how they can help and how we can get our legislators to pay attention to that. So that's what we're hopeful to do tonight, and we're making some progress, you know, some good feedback, some good responses. And so when they see me up at the Capitol, I hope they'll remember that, because we're going to be pushing pretty hard. So I think this is great. In the last 10 years, I would say I have seen a lot more participation and involvement, a lot more younger people getting involved, which is what we really need. And so there's a lot of enthusiasm, involvement, and awareness from our younger people, which is what we really need at the Capitol, for them to understand what our issues are today and not only what happened 20, 30, 40 years ago.
How are things working? Well, basically, what is your position with the Hispanic Chamber? What is your involvement? And give us your full name and everything, and tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay. Well, my name is Amelia Lopez, and I live here in Austin. I am one of the partners at MWM Design Group. We're a civil engineering company. I handle the government relations, the business development, and the outreach and community involvement.
For the Hispanic Chamber?
For my company.
For your company,
yeah,
sorry.
So that's my position there, right. Government relations.
Gotcha.
And so now this is my third year appointed to the Greater Austin Hispanic Chamber. And so I'm a board member there. I'm the chair for the Education Committee. I'm also a committee member for the Legislative Advocacy Committee. So we deal with all of the local issues and the state issues that impact our Hispanic community and the small businesses and the women businesses.
Sort of.
Yes, absolutely. And what the chamber has done I think very successfully is we have over 1,000 members now in Austin, which is fantastic. We finally hit that mark, and we're combining our forces with the other chambers in Texas and across the nation, as well as the U.S. Chamber of Commerce, focusing on the educated workforce issue. And so bringing that information back to Austin, to the legislators, letting them know the U.S. office and the Washington office is very concerned about this, and they want to see what they can do to help. But of course, we need to get Texas to get into the loop. The lack of, or the shortage and the cutting of funding on education has been a really big concern of ours. You know, the money.
That's one of the major issues.
That's one of our. That is our major issue. I mean, the money's going to the prison systems, but it's not. And then. So the more money goes to prison, the more room we're making for our youth are going to end up there. So we're trying to give them a little bit of a benefit of the doubt.
Right.
And bring it back full circle and letting them know that this is, you know, you're too close to the source in your funding and the line items, and you're forgetting the people that it's impacting.
In other words, it's getting too close to home, and there's things that have to be changed. Speaking of that, what would you say to the federal government and to the president today, what you would like to see change to make these things better?
Well, I think that the federal government speaks constantly, regardless of who the president is there, they speak to supporting education, no child left behind, that whole concept. That all sounds nice and wonderful, but unless you have the programs to support that, to educate our children, providing some additional funding for the different states and different school districts, so that, and then having the states also doing that. Now, whether they do that, funding each state on the education, contributing to that, and what I would suggest is also providing some additional federal funding for the schools that are really exceeding in getting our kids out of school educated with some really good grades and good experience, not just passing them through the system with a C- just so they can get them out.
To get them through, right.
And that's a problem we're having. We're having kids coming out of school that are not ready to go to college. They're not ready to go to technical school. They're barely ready to go work at McDonald's.
Hey, someone graduated from high school and you have a 6th grade reading skills.
Yes. I mean, it's amazing. And I don't know if you've experienced this. I'm amazed when I go to a drive-up, and I'm not going to name a restaurant, but drive up window and you give the person a $5 bill to pay $4.69, and they actually make, this is where it's really upsetting. The businesses have actual cashier machines that tell them which coins to give us and how many.
So basically they're depending on the computer.
So they're making them brain lazy.
Right.
You know,
right,
and so to me, those businesses are not helping our youth. And so now the Chamber successfully in Austin, what we have done, we've been meeting with some of the local companies here, the grocery stores, H-E-B and all those.
Excellent.
Guys.
So basically you're getting with the corporations to actually
and we're working with them on
involved.
that. We're asking them not to hire high school students or kids that are in school in late hours, so that way they're home studying.
Perfect. So basically, we're trying to bring the attention to the corporation to participate,
yes,
to possibly help funding education and so forth. Correct?
Exactly. As a matter of fact, a lot of businesses and a lot of business organizations here in Austin have said that they want to participate in this education issue. They want to know what do they need to do. It's the thought process is no longer, well, I paid my taxes, that should take care of it. We are very realistic, and we're looking at our future for our companies. And we want to make sure these people are ready and the kids are ready to go to school and learn whatever they're going to learn, whatever field they go into. So the businesses know we need to go that extra mile, and we're prepared to do that. And a couple of conferences that I attended on behalf of the Chamber, along with our president, Andy Martinez, last year, the Gates Foundation had funded this in Washington, and nationwide, it was the same issue nationwide. The businesses have to get involved. The businesses want to get involved, and so we have to go and tell them what do we need. So now,
basically getting the community involved as a whole, not just putting it on the federal government.
Exactly. Not just writing a check, but getting involved in things like this and letting the legislators know we're busy. We're trying to help through scholarship programs, fundraising, and everything else. But we also need you guys to go ahead and adopt policy that's going to stick. And forget if it's a Republican Democratic issue. It's our future. It's our kids. And so you don't really need to separate it by whether it's a minority or not, or it's a boy or it's a girl. It is our future. And that's what they're forgetting. You know, they're forgetting about the future, and they're funding the biggest events that they have to, the biggest things such as the prison system. You know, and I keep hitting that one because I have people, and I have a friend of mine that passed away last year because he didn't have insurance, and he didn't get an MRI in time to save him from brain cancer.
God. Yes, I understand it's expensive.
And so I hear about prisoners, they're having MRIs, they're getting full dental program, they're getting fitness.
They're getting better health care than we are.
They do. And that is so frustrating. You know, I don't understand that. So I would like to go ahead and approach the legislators at the Capitol, as long as they don't kick me out of the room, and ask them, how can you in good conscience fight to say human rights, the prisoners have more rights than the children do, or the people that are professionals that can't afford insurance because of the cost is so outrageous. So they have to start, you know, and I realize it may not be election friendly, but, you know, I think the public is ready for them to go ahead and take a stand on these things.
Well, I can't thank you enough for coming by. You've been a pool of information, and you know, these are good points that you're bringing up, and we look forward to putting it out there and getting people to listen up and see what they can do. And you never know, we could start the stimulation of getting this stirred up so everybody gets out and votes and start getting these concerns in the forefront of the legislation.
Well, if anyone wants to team up, you know, we're putting a group together. If anybody wants to team up and be part of this, they can get a hold of me through the Hispanic Chamber, and they'll put me in contact with them, and I'll be happy to talk to anyone.
Okay, post it up on our board. Don't worry about it. We'll post it up on our board. We're talking about a lot of different topics, but no, definitely the Hispanic Chamber is a wonderful outfit. They've been working very hard and making things happen, so we look forward to it, and we'll get all that information on our website, folks. So thank you so much for those for coming by.
Absolutely.
You've been awesome.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for being here.
Thank you for doing this for us.
Oh, no problem.
All right.
Latino Vote TV, folks. Thank you.